Okay, I've got a bunch of pieces of 2x8 here that I'm using for spacers to hold the two pieces of our cylinder here apart. I'm just attaching them with some Titebond 2 and 2.5-inch drywall screws. I am pre-drilling first the MDF with a 4mm bit just to keep the MDF from pulling out and splitting. I'm just putting the screws in here with an impact. Okay, to line up the top and bottom piece here, what you can do is just take a square here, just kind of let it hang off the top, and then just scoot the top piece or the around until everything lines up here. And as you can see, this one is pretty good. Now I can go ahead and take my screws and just run them in to my 2x there, and then we'll have a nice sturdy front piece here, and then we'll take some hardboard in that groove we ran with the MFK 700 there, and just go ahead and staple that hardboard in there, and that will be the sides of our cylinder. Okay, I wanted to stop here and take a video. I just put together the box for the mattress. I didn't really figure that was that difficult a thing. I just took my track saw, buzzed down a piece of MDF here, and used some staples and glue, and just put this together here. It fits my mattress over there just kind of like a glove, just so there's no room on either side. And I'm going to go ahead and start putting together the sides and the cab here, rather, not the sides, but I've got one side of the cab here. I'm getting ready to put a runner on here that's going to give me a surface that the cab can sit on the box for the mattress here. I kind of want it to sit on there to be nice and sturdy, where I can kind of bolt the whole thing together and have it to where, you know, if the kids jump on top of it or go crazy with it, they're not going to break it. Okay, I got the runners here stuck on the sides for our side windows here. I think they're going to look pretty good. I got the piece on the back here cut out, and I'm getting ready to cut the hole in it, and it's the same procedure as we did for the windows here. I'm just using the MFS 700 here, and just using my router, and again I have the positive stops set up on both sides where it just stops, and then I don't really care where the, you don't have to look at your sight lines once you've already set the jig here up. You can just go bam, bam, and you're done. I've got a pivot point back there, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this out here. I'm just now getting ready to cut out the curved pieces here for the roof, and just wanted to mention one little thing here about the MFS 700. It comes with these little clamping bits here, and I'm not sure if you're supposed to do this or not, but it works quite well. You can use the screws from both of these clamping pieces, just put them in here, and you can turn your 700mm rails into a 1400mm rail and get larger radii, but not sure if that's what they intend that for or not, but it works pretty well for that. I'm going to go ahead and cut out these two pieces here and get going on the roof. Okay, I kind of wanted to go over laying out the arched piece here, which is going to be the roof of our train here. I went ahead and saved the arch piece here, or the top square portion of the arch that I cut off, which makes this a little easier to lay out. What you can do to lay this out here is you can take the width of your material. In this case, it is 1245 millimeters. You can take half of that, which is 622 millimeters. You can strike a line down the middle of your work pieces here, or as I did here rather. And then the dimension for the outboard side of our verticals here is 1055 millimeters. So you can just take half of that and measure from our center line to the outboard side here and strike a line. This is where keeping this top piece makes it a lot easier. You can just use a square and go off of that rather than having to kind of, does that look right? With a with a shorter square, but that's how you can do that. And you can just take it over here, and there's no guesswork as far as positioning goes. It's right there, and it's right the first time. So, kind of wanted to show that. Okay, wanted to show you this here. I just went ahead and cut out the piece of hardboard that's going to fit in our rabbit. I've got it glued up here, and I'm just going to affix it with some 3/4 inch staples. But I wanted to stop for a minute here and take a video. This top piece here is going to be removable. As you can see, I have some screw blocks in here, and then I have some screws coming from the inside shooting into those blocks. So I can just take the screws out and go ahead and raise this top piece off here, and then it will break down to where I can easily transport this whole arrangement here. But I just wanted to get that on video here. I'm going to go ahead and just run around it with my staple gun here and put some staples in it to hold it down. Okay, I'm in a bit of a time crunch here, so I didn't get as much of this on video as I would have liked. I think I showed stapling the roof on here, and I went ahead and built the base for the front of our boiler here, and I did not get that on video. Pretty much the same principle as the windows here. I just used the MFS 700, cut the radius out of this, and then just ran across there with my track saw to raise this up off the ground. But again, I'm just kind of getting to the point now where I've got to get this finished today, and I wanted to show you at least a little bit of what I'm doing here. I put some nailers in here to provide it with some strength. I beefed up the structure on the front of my base here, and I probably will get a couple of steel corner brackets, just like you would find in the structure of a house, and put down there just to kind of reinforce it in case a kid decides they're going to try and take a flying leap at that. It's not going to rip it off and fall forward. But I'm going to go ahead and face the sides of this 2x here with some MDF just to make it look nice when we paint it. And I still need to run around the circle here with the strips of hardboard over there that I cut, and I'm going to try and get that on video. I'm just trying to get this done as quickly as I can here and show you as much as I can. Okay, I'm just getting ready to run over the nail holes and stuff here with some wood filler. I've got a Bondo type scraper there. I'm just going to run over it and try and cover all the screw holes here, just these little gaps here around our hardboard, and I may try and smooth this off here. I haven't exactly decided how I want to do that yet, but just all the little brad holes, and I'm going to put some screws in here just kind of for decoration and for some added strength. And down here I'm just going to go ahead and use, since the pocket screws I have, well, of course I don't have any out here for an example. The pocket screws I have a nice silver head on them. I figure I'll just put some of those in there for decoration to where they kind of look like rivets. There you can kind of see what they look like, but I'm going to probably put some of those along here for decorations. I figured that'd look cool. Anyway, I'm going to get to work here. Okay, I'm getting ready to start the rough sanding on the train bed here. Mainly I just kind of want to go over it, smooth down any rough edges, any of this MDF that doesn't line up exactly right. I want to smooth that down. I'm running over it with some 50 grit Saffir here in my RO 150. This makes really quick work of big projects like this, especially if you use it in Rotax mode. You can just come along here and any seams that don't line up perfectly, you can just run over them. In 2 or 3 seconds, you've gotten the seam to where you're never going to see it. I am going to go ahead and wear a respirator, and in addition to, I have a whole shop air cleaner here that I'm going to go ahead and turn on. Not too loud, that's a Powermatic, I forget what model, but it does a really good job of keeping the air scrubbed here in the shop. But I generally like using a respirator. In addition to, I have a CT36 hooked up to my sander here. Okay, I got the rough sanding done, and now I'm going to start going over the train here with some wood filler. Normally, I don't really like using this stuff, but this isn't really a fine furniture type project. It's just MDF, so I want it to look really good. So I'm going to go ahead and put some on here. I've just got a Bondo squeegee. I'm just going to go ahead and slap it on here and then wait for it to dry. Okay, well, as you can see, you've got the train bed over here at the house and got it assembled, and wanted to show you kind of what it looks like here. I didn't get any video of the painting because I was kind of under a time crunch at that point, and just really had to get it done and get it out of the shop. I like the way it turned out. I ended up going ahead and putting chalkboard paint on the back side of the boiler here, so the kids can just go crazy there and draw on it. As you can see, they already started going crazy on it there, but I like the way it turned out. I think it looks pretty good. I just ended up using some Craig screws, and just went ahead and put them in various places there. The Centratac installer kit is awesome for that because you can just use the countersink, and it takes off all the fuzz on the MDF there. And I just did the same thing on the wheels down here, and I think it looks pretty good. And hope you enjoyed watching this, and just click, comment, subscribe. Anything else you want to see here, I have some other crazy projects coming up, and hope you stay tuned.